Hello everybody, Scooney007 here, bringing you another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. In today's game, we have the Arizona Diamondbacks, the 10-10 Arizona Diamondbacks taking on the 12-8 Los Angeles Dodgers. This is game one of a two-game series between the Diamondbacks and the Dodgers. Who's going to win game one? We'll find out in 9 innings time. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Leading off, the center fielder, Chris B. Young. Batting second, the left fielder, Eric Barnes. Batting third, the second baseman, Iji Ojeda. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the first baseman, Connor Jackson. Batting fifth, the third baseman, Mark Reynolds. Batting sixth, the right fielder, Justin Upton. Batting seventh, the shortstop, Steven Drew. Batting eighth, the catcher, Chris Schneider. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Dan Hurring. On the mound for the Dodgers, it is Derek Lowe. He'll come into the game with a 3.75 ERA. He's got 2 wins and 2 losses. He's pitched 24 innings, allowed 23 hits, 18 strikeouts, and 9 walks. We're here at historic Dodger Stadium, which gives a +1 to strikeouts and a -2 to walks. And with that, Chris B. Young steps up into the batter's box. He's batting at .224 as the home plate umpire dusts off home plate, and we're ready for the first pitch. And that's going to be column 1, row 1. That's going to be a blank. Barnes, 4-2, column 4, row 2. Fly ball back there to center fielder Jones. Underneath it, and plop into his glove, and that'll put one away. Let's take a look at the starting defense for the Arizona Diamondbacks, for the Los Angeles Dodgers. We've got Ether out there in left field. Jones will be in center. Kemp in right field, going around the horn. We've got Garcia Pia on third. Foucault at short. Who is on second? Lonely at first. Martin behind the plate, and Lau is on the mound. And with that, Eric Barnes batting a .234. I was about ready to send the Dodgers back to Brooklyn. 6-6, column 6, row 6. That's a strikeout. On a 1-9, the 20 is too high. 2-1, column 2, row 1. That's going to be a base hit to center field. Plops right down in front of Jones. And with that, Eric Barnes will get on with a base hit. Runner on first, strategy roll is a 14, and that's going to bring up Igi Ojeda. Comes into the game with a 3.381 average. Strategy roll is a 14, Diamondbacks holding off, infield at double play depth. And the pitch, 4-2, column 4, row 2, that is a blank. 1 out, 5-1, column 5, row 1, that's a base hit past who? And with that, Barnes will go to second. He'll get the hold side, and he would advance from first to third on a base run rating of a 3-6. But who will hold the runners there? Strategy roll is a 13 as Connor Jackson comes up. Jackson batting a .242. Strategy roll is a 13, and here is the pitch. 2-3, column 2, row 3, that is a blank. Infield at normal depth, 4-5, column 4, row 5, line drive to Foucault. And the runner is doubled up at first. That's going to be a double play. And they turn two at first. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. But the Diamondbacks will leave one stranded. We go to the bottom of the first. And here is the starting lineup for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Leading off the shortstop, Rafael Foucault. Batting second, the center fielder, Andruw Jones. Batting third, the left fielder, Andre Ethier. Batting fourth in the cleanup position, the third baseman, Norman Garcia-Pia. Batting fifth, the catcher, Russell Martin. Batting sixth, the first baseman, James Loney. Batting seventh, the right fielder, Matt Kemp. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Chin-Ling Hu. And batting ninth, the pitcher, Derek Lowe. On the mound for the Diamondbacks, it is Dan Herring. He'll come into the game with a 3.96 ERA. He's got 1 win and 1 loss, 25 innings pitched, allowed 28 hits, had 25 strikeouts so far, and 9 walks. Foucault batting a .375, and here is the pitch. And that's going to be a 2-3, column 2, row 3. It's a wild pitch, smacks a foul ball into the stands. We're going to re-roll the dice. And that's going to be a 5-2, column 5, row 2. Strike out on a 1-8. A 16 is too high. 4-5, column 4, row 5. Fly ball back there to Young. He'll make the catch. And that'll be 1 away. Let's take a look at the starting defense for the Diamondbacks. We've got Barnes out there in left field. Young will be in center. Upton at right. Going around the horn, we've got Reynolds on third. Drew at short. Urgia is playing second. Jackson at first. And Schneider with Schneider behind the plate. And Herring is on the mound. Andruw Jones batting a .209. And here is the pitch. 4-1, column 4, row 1, home run chance on a 1-15. The 17 is too high. 4-4, column 4, row 4. However, it is a ground ball to second base. Urgia will pick it up, throw it over to Jackson, and that'll put 2 away. Andre Ethier up, Ethier batting a .348. And here is the pitch. Ethier 2-2, column 2, row 2, at the ballpark. Anytime you roll the at symbol on the pitcher card, as the result, you resolve the play using the ballpark card. So we'll resolve the play using the Dodger Stadium card. And that is going to be a 3-4, column 3, row 4. Ground ball back to second base, so Gio will make the catch. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, as the Diamondbacks retire the Dodgers in order. After 1, we're tied at 0. We go to the top of the second. Mark Reynolds, Justin Upton, and Stephen Drew due up for the Diamondbacks. Mark Reynolds batting a .297, and here is the pitch. 4-5, column 4, row 5, strikeout on a 1-19. That is a 1. Struck him out. And that'll put 1 away. Justin Upton batting a .260. And here is the pitch. Upton, 3-5, column 3, row 5. That is a blank. We consider that a blank right now because Derek Lowe has not faced his allotted number of batters. He can face 20 more batters before he's considered tired. And that is going to be 2-2, column 2, row 2. It's a ground ball to Foucault. He'll make the catch. And that'll put 1 away. 2 away, sorry. Stephen Drew batting a .276, steps up. 2 up, 2 down. 6-3, column 6, row 3. It's a range play. Whose range are we checking? And on a range play, we check the first number of the defense. And that's going to be a 1-4, column 1, row 4. Fly ball to Ethier. His range is on a 1-3. That is a 5. You can't make the play in time, and that's going to be good for a single. And that'll drop in for a single. Drew will take first. That keeps the inning alive for the Diamondbacks. Chris Schneider is up. Schneider batting at 255. Strategy roll is a 7, and here is the pitch. Infield normal depth. 3-2, column 3, row 2. That's going to be another range play. By the way, Ether for his range plays, he's 3 for 7. 43%. Whose range are we checking on the ballpark card? 2-4, column 2, row 4. Power hit to Ether. That is an 18. It's going to be a fly out. Remember, his range is on a 1 to 3. That is a 4. Once again, he can't make the play in time. That's going to be good for another single. And that'll advance the runners to first and second. Drew will hold at second. Base run rating is a 3. The die roll is a 4. And remember, if the roll is less than or equal to. So on an S7 first, that's a -2. So base run rating is a 3. So the +2 from Ether and the 2 there cancel each other out. It stays at 3. So if the roll is less than or equal to the adjusted base run rating, the runner will advance. Otherwise, they hold. That is a 3. The die roll, we check the red die. That is a 4. And that is high, so he'll hold. And with that, that's going to bring up Dan Herring. Strategy roll is a 1. The Diamondbacks are holding off. 2 outs. Infield normal depth, 3-6. Column 3, row 6. That's a walk. On a 1 to 2, that is a 5. Remember, we -2 for the range for the walk. 5-1, column 5, row 1. Ground ball down the third baseline to Garcia-Pierre, who will make the catch. And that will retire the side. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, but the Diamondbacks will leave 2 stranded. We go to the bottom of the second. Norman Garcia-Pierre, Russell Martin, and James Loney 2 up for the Dodgers. Garcia-Pierre batting a 304, and here is the pitch. 4-6, column 4, row 6. Strikeout on a 1 to 4. The 6 is too high. 2-3, column 2, row 3. That's a single out there to set to left field. Barnes can't get it in time. And with that, Garcia-Pierre will lead off with a base hit. Russell Martin up. He's batting at 397. Strategy roll is a 10, and here is the pitch. Runner on first. The infield is at double play depth with the Dodgers holding off on strategy. 5-1, column 5, row 1, strikeout. On a 1 to 8, the 14 is too high. 5-3, column 5, row 3, ground ball to Drew. He'll make the catch. So now we'll check for double play range. Dan is a 0. Ogia, the pivot, is a 0. That is a 3. We take 1d6, roll it against the ground double play rating of a 3. And if the roll is less than or equal to the ground double play rating, it becomes a double play. That is a 3. The die roll is a 1. It is a 6-4-3 double play. And 2 away. And that's going to bring up James Loney batting at 286. And here is the pitch. That's going to be a 3-1, column 3, row 1, at the ballpark. We're going to go to Dodger Stadium. 4-5, column 4, row 5. That's a fly ball back there to up, then he'll make the catch. And that will retire. And that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, and no errors, and none left on. After 2, we're tied at 0. We go to the top of the third, and it's the top of the order for the Diamondbacks. Crispy Young, Eric Barnes, and Aji Ojia due up for the Diamondbacks. Chris, 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. 2-6, column 2, row 6, strike out on a 1-14. That is an 8. Struck him out. And that'll put 2 away. Eric Barnes, 1 for 1, and here is the pitch. 4-5, column 4, row 5, strikeout on a 1-9. The 13 is too high. 2-5, column 2, row 5. That's going to be good for a base hit to Foucault. He'll make the cat. As it'll go through him, and that'll put 1 on. So Barnes is on with a base hit. Strategy roll is an 18. That is going to be a sacrifice play. Ojia is up. He's 1 for 1. Infield at double play depth. And here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 6-4. Column 6, row 4. Double question mark. And with that, it is a successful sack bunt. So on a 6, that's going to be to the catcher there. And we roll 1d20. On a 1-12, it is a good bunt. So 2 away, and that's going to move Barnes over to second. So with 2 outs, we add a +1 to the base run rating, and that is going to bring up Connor Jackson. Jackson 0 for 1. Strategy roll is a 15. Diamondbacks holding off, infield normal depth, and the pitch. 4-1, column 4, row 1 at the ballpark. We're going to go to Dodger Stadium. 2-5, column 2, row 5, fly ball back there to Jones. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on for the Diamondbacks. We go to the bottom of the third. Matt Kemp, Chin-Ling Wu, and Derek Lowe due up for the Dodgers. Matt Kemp batting at .292, and here is the pitch. 1-2, column 1, row 2, that is a blank. Kemp, 1-5, column 1, row 5, that is a single to Drew. And with that, Kemp is on with a base hit. Strategy rolls a 1. That is a steal. Attempt stolen base rating 0. Snyder is a 0, so it stays at a 15. 15 or less, it'll be good for a stolen base. It's a 6, and Kemp will steal second. So with that, Kemp will go over to steal second. Chin-Ling Wu batting a 143. And here is the pitch. 2-2, column 2, row 2 at the ballpark. We're going to go to Dodger Stadium. 1-5, column 1, row 5, double star 3. It's a ground ball to Reynolds. So that'll be an out there. And Kemp will hold at first, so the out at first. Reynolds will throw it across the horn to Jackson. They'll get the out in time. And that'll put 1 away. Derek Lowe up. And here is the pitch. Strategy roll is a 7. Dodgers holding off. 6-4, column 6, row 4, and that's going to be a wild pitch. On a 1-14, it's a wild pitch. On a 15-16, it's a passed ball. It's an 8. It's a wild pitch. Reynolds will, Kemp moves over to third on that wild pitch. 1-4, column 1, row 4, ground ball up the center to Ojia, who will make the catch. And are they going to try to score the runner? Yes, they are. Are they going to go for the out at first? They are. So with that out at first, Kent will score. Two away, and the Dodgers get on the board. It's 1-0 here in the bottom of the third. Top of the order, Rafael Foucault, 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. And that's going to be a 2-1. Column 2, row 1, that is a walk on a 1-14. That is a 10, and that's going to be good for a walk. So Foucault will walk on down to first, and that's going to bring up Andrew Jones, who is 0 for 1. Strategy rolls a 15, infield at normal depth, and here is the pitch. 5-5, column 5, row 5, strikeout on a 1-18, that is a 9, struck him out. So 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and the Dodgers will leave 1 stranded after 3. It's Dodgers 1, Diamondbacks nothing. We go to the top of the 4th. Mark Reynolds, Justin Upton, and Stephen Drew due up for the Diamondbacks. Mark Reynolds 0 for 1 today with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. 2-2, column 2, row 2, strikeout on a 1-19. That is a 17. Struck him out. And that'll put 1 away. Justin Upton 0 for 1. And the pitch. Upton 1-1. Column 1, row 1, that is a blank. Upton. We now roll for Upton. 4-2, column 4, row 2, double star 1. That's going to be a ground ball to who? As he'll make the catch. Throws it over to Lonely, and that'll put 2 away. Stephen Drew 1 for 1. And the pitch. Drew 2-3, column 2, row 3, that is a blank. 6-3, column 6, row 3, double star 4. It's a ground ball down the third base line to Garcia Pia, and he'll make the catch, throws it over to Lonely, and that will retire the side. So the Dodgers retire the Diamondbacks in order, 3 up, 3 down, no runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's Andre Ether, Norman Garcia Pia, and Russell Martin due up for the Dodgers. Ether 0 for 1, and the pitch. And that is going to be a 5-6, column 5, row 6, strikeout on a 1-9. That is a 5, struck him out. And that'll put 1 away. Garcia Pia 1 for 1, and here is the pitch. Column 1, row 1, that's going to be a double question mark. Single on a 1-9. The 11 is too high. We roll for Garcia Pia, 3-2. Column 3, row 2. Fly ball back there to Young. Young sees it, eyes it up, makes the catch, and puts 2 away. Russell Martin 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. Martin 1-5, column 1, row 5, strikeout on a 1-8. That is a 5, struck him out. So no runs, no hits, and no errors as the Diamondbacks return the favor and retire the Dodgers in order. After 4, it's Dodgers 1, Diamondbacks 1, nothing. We go to the top of the 5th. Chris Schneider, Dan Herring, and Crispy Young due up for the Diamondbacks. Schneider 1 for 1, and the pitch. 2-2, column 2, row 2, strikeout on a 1-13. That is an 11. Struck him out. And that'll put 1 away. Dan Herring 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. 2-2, column 2, row 2, strikeout on a 1-11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11. 11 And that'll put two away, and we go to the top of the order. Chris Young, 0 for 2 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. 3-3, column 3, row 3, that is a blank. 5-2, column 5, row 2, power hit to ether. That is a 20. That's going to be a fly ball back there. Ether will make the catch. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors as the Diamondbacks go down in order. We go to the bottom of the fifth. James Loney, Matt Kemp, Ching-Lin Hu due up for the Dodgers. James Loney, 0 for 1, and here is the pitch. Lonely 1-2, column 1, row 2, that is a blank. Lonely. 2-1, column 2, row 1, pop up. Ogia underneath it, makes the catch. And that'll put one away. Matt Kemp, 1 for 1 with a run scored. 1 out, nobody on. The pitch. 5-5, column 5, row 5, strikeout. On a 1-13, that is a 10. Struck him out. And that'll put two away. That's Herring's 4th strikeout of the game. Ching-Lin Hu, 0 for 1, and the pitch. 5-5, column 5, row 5, strikeout. On a 1-11, that is a 1. Struck him out. So the Dodgers go down in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 5, Dodgers 1, Diamondbacks nothing. We go to the top of the 6th. Eric Barnes, Agi Ogia, and Connor Jackson due up for the Diamondbacks. Taking a look here, Derek Lowe can face 6 more batters before he's considered tired. Eric Barnes steps up, he's 2 for 2, and here is the pitch. 2-1, column 2, row 1, that's going to be a hit by pitch. Derek gives a -9 to the hit by pitch range, that makes it a 0. The 20 is too high, so he doesn't get hit. 5-5, column 5, row 5, ground ball down the third baseline to Garcia Pia. He'll make the catch, and that'll put one away. Ogia is up, he's 1 for 1, and here is the pitch. Ogia, 1-2, column 1, row 2, strikeout. On a 1-6, that is a 4. Struck him out. And that'll put 2 away. 2 up, 2 down, and Connor Jackson up now. Jackson is 0 for 2, and the pitch. 2-6, column 2, row 6, strikeout. On a 1-6, that is a 9. The 9 is too high. 1-3, column 1, row 3, that is a single past the shortstop. Foucault tries to dive for it, but can't get to it in time. As the ball gets there on the grass, and with that, Jackson will get on with a base hit. Keeps the inning alive. And with that, Mark Reynolds is up. Reynolds 0 for 2, struck out his last 2 times up at bat. Strategy rolls a 10. Diamondbacks holding off. Infield at normal. Infield normal depth. The pitch. 3-6, column 3, row 6. That is a walk. On a 1-11. That is a 4, and they'll walk Reynolds. So now they have runners on first and second as Justin Upton will step up. He's 0 for 2. Strategy rolls a 1, and here is the pitch. 5-6, column 5, row 6. Strikeout on a 1-15. The 16. Tad too high. The pitch. 2-2, column 2, row 2. It's a ground ball to Foucault. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on for the Diamondbacks. We go to the bottom of the sixth. It's Derek Lowe, Rafael Foucault, and Andrew Jones due up for the Dodgers. And with that, taking a look here, Dan Herring can face 10 more batters before he's considered tired. Derek Lowe, 1 for 1 with an RBI, and here is the pitch. Lowe still staying out there, 3-1, column 3, row 1 at the ballpark. We're going to go to Dodger Stadium, 3-2, column 3, row 2, fly ball back there to Barnes. He'll make the catch, and that'll put one away. Top of the order, Rafael Foucault, with a walk. He's 0 for 1, and a walk, and the pitch. Foucault, 1-2, column 1, row 2, that is a blank. 1-5, column 1, row 5, that is a single pass Upton. And with that, Foucault will get on with a base hit. Andrew Jones, who is 0 for 2 today with a strikeout. Strategy roll is a 10. Infield double play depth, and here is the pitch. 1-2, column 1, row 2, that is a blank. 1-3, column 1, row 3, double star 1. That's going to be a fly ball back there to center field to Chris Young, who'll get under it, makes the catch, and that'll put 2 away. Andrew Ether 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Strategy roll is a 6, and here is the pitch. 4-6, column 4, row 6, strikeout on a 1-9. That is a 4. Struck him out. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and the Dodgers will leave 1 stranded. After 6, it's Dodgers 1, Diamondbacks nothing. We go to the top of the 7th. Stephen Drew, Chris Schneider, and Dan Herring due up for the Diamondbacks. 7, 8, and 9 in the lineup. And with that, Derek Lowe can face 1 more batter before he's considered tired. Stephen Drew, 1 for 2, and here is the pitch. 2-2, column 2, row 2, strikeout on a 1-9. The 16 is too high. Drew, 3-6, column 3, row 6, fly ball back there to Jones. He'll make the catch, and that'll put 1 away. And with that, Derek Lowe is now tired. The bullpen for the Dodgers starting to get some activity there, starting to warm up. Schneider, 1 for 2, and here is the pitch. And that is going to be a 4-6, column 4, row 6. However, Lowe is tired, so we consider that to be a walk. On a 1-17, that is a 12. Because he is tired, we take a look at the fatigue rating. That's the bracket. And with that, Chris Schneider will get on with a walk. So with that, the Dodgers are going to go to the bullpen. They're going to make that call. And with that, the Dodgers are going to bring in Jason Johnson. That is his card. Johnson will come into the game with a 12.0 ERA. He's pitched no wins. He's got 1 loss. He's pitched 3 innings, allowed 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, and no walks. Taking a look at the stats here for Derek Lowe, he went 6 1/3 innings, allowed 6 hits, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, and an ERA of a 2.97. Dan Herring, are they going to let Herring take the hit here? They are not. Herring, not going to take the hit. And they're going to bring in Jeff Salazar to pinch hit. Salazar comes in the game with a 111. Strategy rolls a 20. That is a pickoff attempt. Johnson doesn't pick anyone off, but we'll still show that off. That is a 2. 1 out, runner on first, infield at double play depth. Tying run on the base. 2-2, column 2, row 2, strikeout. On a 1 to 15, the 19 is too high. 5-5, column 5, row 5, that is a double to Kemp. And with that, Schneider's base run rating is a 0. If the adjusted base run rating is less than 1, the runner will hold. So Snyder will hold, and we ignore everything else here. Yep. Strategy roll is a 15, and the Diamondbacks have runners known on second and third. We go to the top of the order, and that is going to be Crispy Young, who is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Strategy roll 15, Diamondbacks holding off, and the pitch. 2-6, column 2, row 6, strikeout. On a 1 to 14, the 20 is too high. 3-3, column 3, row 3, double star 4, ground ball to Lonely. Down the first base line, Lonely will make the catch. Are they going to score the runner? Yes, it's the runner. Yes. Are they going to go for the auto out? They are. So with that, Snyder will score. Salazar will advance to third and the out at first. And the Diamondbacks have tied this game up at 1. It's 1-1 at the top of the 7th. Eric Barnes, 2 for 3. Strategy roll is an 18. Infield normal depth with 2 outs. Barnes, pitch. 3-5, column 3, row 5. Strikeout. On a 1 to 9, the 15 is too high. 2-4, column 2, row 4. Fly ball back there to Jones. He'll make the catch and sing, "Take Me Out to the Ball Game." So 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and the Diamondbacks will leave 1 stranded. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Norma Garcia-Pia, Russell Martin, and James Lonely due up. And they are going to bring in they're going to bring in Leo Rosales. That is his card. Leo will come into the game with a 4.74 ERA. He's pitched 5 2/3 innings, allowed 11 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Take a look at the stats here for Dan Herring. He went 6 innings, allowed 3 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts, 1 wild pitch, an ERA of a 3.84. So let's take a look at the box score after 6.5 have been played here. at Dodger Stadium. Arizona scoring the only run right now in the 7th inning, which tied the game up. 1 run on 7 hits and no errors. The Dodgers scored a run in the 3rd inning. 1 run, 3 hits, and no errors. 10 hits between both teams. Garcia steps up to the batter's box. He's 1 for 2, and here is the pitch. 6-1, column 6, row 1. That is a blank. 2-3, column 2, row 3. Single out there into left field. Barnes will make the catch. Well, he'll drop down in front of him, but he'll get it, throw it over to Agia, and he'll hold the runner at first. Garcia leads off with a base hit. Russell Martin 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Strategy rolls a 17, and here is the pitch. 2-4, column 2, row 4. That is a blank. 2-1, column 2, row 1. That is a single out there in the right field to Upton. Upton can't get to it in time. Garcia will go to second, but does he pick up third? He does. If the roll is less than or equal to, that is a 3. The die roll is a 3. And with that, Garcia we now have runners on the corners. Longley was 0 for 2. Runners on the corner. Strategy rolls a 17. Infield playing in. And the pitch. And that's going to be a 5-1. Column 5, row 1. Strikeout. On a 1-8, the 19 is too high. 2-5, column 2, row 5. Ground ball to Agia, who will make the catch. Are they going to try to score the runner? No, they are not. So with that, Martin will go to second and out at first. So 1 out, runners on second and third. Matt Kemp up. Kemp is 1 for 2 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. 5-3, column 5, row 3. That is a blank. By the way, strategy roll is a 15. Dodgers holding off. 6-5. Column 6, row 5. Fly ball back there to Upton. He'll make the catch. And that is a failed sacrifice roll. And on the backup check to see if he does advance is a 5. That is a 1. And he'll hold the runners at second and third. Chin-Ling Hu is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Strategy rolls a 6, and here is the pitch. 2-4, column 2, row 4, blank. Chin-Ling Hu, 4-6, column 4, row 6. That's going to be a base hit to Young out there into center field. 1 run will score. Martin on third. He's waved around home. Base run rating is a 6. And a 6 and higher, the runners will advance. There is no throw there. And 2 runs will score and an RBI single by Chin-Ling Hu. And with that, Leo is now tired. Jason Johnson not going to take the hit. They are going to leave him out there. And they're going to bring in Juan Perry. Perry to pinch hit. And with that, Leo, they are not going to let Leo take pitch here to Juan Perry. They are going to bring in Doug Slayton. Slayton to pinch it to close out the inning there. That is the card. They wanted to see what the Dodgers were going to do first before making the choice here. And with that, Doug Slayton comes into the game with a 3.0 ERA. He's pitched 6, no wins, no losses. He's pitched 6 innings, allowed 5 hits, 1 strikeout, and 1 walk. Taking a look at the stats here for Leo, he went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, and ERA of a 7.15. Juan Perry batting a 154, strategy roll is a 3, and here is the pitch. 6-4, column 6, row 4, home run on a 0. The 16 is too high. 2-4, column 2, row 4, ground ball down the third baseline to Reynolds. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. So 2 runs, 3 hits, and no errors, and 1 left on. We go after 7. Dodgers 3, Diamondbacks 1. We go to the top of the 8th, and it's going to be I.G. Ojia, Connor Jackson, and Mark Reynolds due up. And we believe the Dodgers are going to... Who are the Dodgers going to bring in? They're going to bring in Chin-Ho Park. That is his card. Park, no ERA. He's got 2 wins and no losses. He's pitched 4 1/3 of an inning, allowed 2 hits, 5 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Taking a look at the stats here between Derek Lowe and Connor Jackson. Lowe, who went 6 1/3 innings, allowed 6 hits, 1 run, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, and ERA of a 3.27. Jason Johnson, who got the last 2 outs of that inning, allowed 1 hit, an ERA of a 9.73. Top of the 8th, 3, 4, and 5 in the Diamondbacks lineup. Diamondbacks down by 2. As Gene Rayburn would say, 2 to win, 2 to tie, 3 to win. I.G. Ojia, who's 1 for 2 with a strikeout, and here is the pitch. 6-1, column 6, row 1. That is a strikeout on a 1-6. The 19 is too high. No changes to the Dodgers defense. 2-2, column 2, row 2. It's a ground ball up the center to Park. He'll make the catch, and that'll put 1 away. Connor Jackson, who is 1 for 3, and here is the pitch. Jackson, 3-2. Column 3, row 2, strikeout on a 1-6. That is a 5. Struck him out. 2 up, 2 down, and Mark Reynolds is up. He's 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout, and here is the pitch. 4-1, column 4, row 1. That is a walk on a 1-11. The 12 is too high. 6-6, column 6, row 6. Fly ball back there to Jones. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. So no runs, no hits, no errors as the Dodgers retired the Diamondbacks. In order, we go to the bottom of the 8th. Rafael Foucault, Andrew Jones, and Andre Ether due up. The only change that the Diamondbacks are going to make is to first base. Jackson coming out. And they're going to bring in Josh Whiteshell is going to come in to take over at first base. Everyone else is going to stay the same. New pitcher on the mound, however, Doug Slayton coming out. And And with that, they are going to bring in Brandon Metters is going to come in. That is his card. No double switch there. Brandon Meadows comes into the game with a 6.72 ERA. He's got 1 win and no losses. He's put 6 and 2/3 innings, allowed 9 hits, 3 strikeouts, and 2 walks. Top of the order, Foucault, Jones, and Ether due up for the Dodgers. Let's take a look at the stats here for Doug Slayton, who closed out that inning. He has an ERA of a 2.85. Foucault, 1 for 2 with a walk, and here is the pitch. 4-4, column 4, row 4, possible error on a ground ball. So on an error check, that is the number in the bracket. Whose error range are we checking? 4-3, column 4, row 3, ground ball to second base to Ojia. Error range is a 0, that is a 14. He'll make the catch, and that puts 1 away. Andrew Jones, 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Jones is going to take the hit, and here is the pitch. 2-3, column 2, row 3, wild pitch. As Jones will smack it foul, we're going to re-roll the dice. 1-2, column 1, row 2, range play at the ballpark. We're going to go to Dodger Stadium. 2-2, column 2, row 2, ground ball down the third base line. Reynolds, his range is on a 1-3. That is a 3. Reynolds will make the catch. That would have been a single. And right now, Reynolds, who is 2 for 4 in his range, plays 50%. He's got 2 errors as well also. Andre Ether, 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Ether going to take the hit. And that is going to be a 5-6, column 5, row 6, possible error. 1-5, column 1, row 5, pop up Ojia. His range, that is a 0, that is a 6, and Ojia will make the catch. And that will retire the side, no. And that retires the side, no runs, no hits, no errors. As the Diamondbacks retire the Dodgers in order, we go after 8. Dodgers 3, Diamondbacks 1. We go to the top of the 9th. Justin Upton, Stephen Drew, and Chris Schneider due up for the D-backs. And with that, we have a new pitcher on the mound. But first, let's take a look at the box score after 8 have been played here at Dodger Stadium. Arizona came back with has 1 run, 7 on 7 hits. They scored a run in the 7th inning. The Dodgers scored a run in the 3rd, and they came back to take 2 in the 7th to take a 2-run lead. It's 3 runs on 6 hits and no errors. And with that, the Dodgers are going to call on Takashi Sayato to come up to close this game out. That is his card. Actually, Sato will come in the game, no ERA. He does have 2 saves. He's pitched 6 innings, allowed 3 hits, and 6 strikeouts. Justin Upton, with that, real quick, let's take a look at the stats here. For Chin Ho Park, he went 1 inning, allowed 1 strikeout, no ERA. Upton, who is 0 for 3, is Upton going to take the hit? No, he is. Yes, he is. Upton is going to take the hit here. And that's going to be a 1-3, column 1, row 3, strikeout on a 1-15. That is a 15, and and struck him out. Stephen Drew, who is 1 for 3. 5-5, column 5, row 5. That is a walk. However, they are going to intentionally walk him. So Drew will get on, and the infield is at double play depth. Strategy rolls are turned off, and the reason they're turned off is we take a difference in the score. It's a 2-run game. We take that 2, add it to the inning we're in. We're in the 9th inning. So 2 plus 9 is 11. If the number you get is higher than 10, strategy rolls are turned off. Chris Schneider, who is 1 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout. However, Drew, we do have a pinch runner here. Orlando Hudson is going to come in the pinch run. Hudson is on now as a pinch runner. Schneider 1 for 2 with a walk, a strikeout, and a run. And here is the pitch. 4-6, column 4, row 6. Strikeout on a 1-13. That is a 3. Struck him out. Brandon Metters not taking the hit, and they're going to bring in Alex Romeo. Romeo to pinch hit. Diamondbacks down to the last out. Remember, they need 2 to tie, 3 to win. 6-4, column 6, row 4. Home run chance on a 1-11. That is a 14. It is too high. 5-2, column 5, row 2. Ground ball to Foucault will make the catch. And that's the ball game. As the Los Angeles Dodgers defeat the Arizona Diamondbacks. Final score 3-2. The Diamondbacks will leave 1 stranded. No runs, no hits, no errors, but 1 left on. Final line score coming right up. So the Los Angeles Dodgers defeat the Arizona Diamondbacks in a very close game. 3-1. Arizona Diamondbacks 1 run on 7 hits and no errors. The Dodgers 3 runs on 6 hits and no errors. Jason Johnson will pick up his first win. Leo Rosales will pick up his first loss. And Takasi Sayato will pick up his 3rd save. Taking a look here, Johnson, who went 2/3 of an inning, will be credited with the win. He allowed 1 hit, an ERA of a 9.73. Leo Rosales, who picks up his first loss, who went 2/3 of an inning, allowed 3 hits, 2 runs, and 2 earned runs, an ERA of a 7.15. Last pitcher up for the Diamondbacks, Brandon Metters, who went 1 inning, an ERA of a 5.84. Takasi Sayato will pick up the 3rd save. He went 1 inning, allowed 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, no ERA. So with that, the Arizona Diamondbacks will drop to 10-11, and the Dodgers will climb to 13-8. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and a thumbs up on your way through the turnstile. And remember to click that bell notification to be notified of when new videos in the 2008 replay go up, and when I go live with all of the Philadelphia Phillies games. Until then, I'm Scoonie 007. We'll see you for another exciting game in the 2008 replay with Inside Pitch. Until then, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.